Let me find, because this is pretty awesome, and we'll show you. I'm going to talk about Michael Wilbon on ESPN in a second. But I want to find, first of all, the headline I saw last night. Here we go. This is just so blatant how the media, the left-leaning, even the sports media, doesn't understand. They have no concept of what Americans think. Jerry Jones, is this an ESPN? I think so. Jerry Jones sought bad guy role, source says. Now, what that means is Jerry Jones, you saw the story yesterday, how Jerry Jones, he came out and said, you don't stand, you're not at attention, you take a knee, you show disrespect, you don't play. And the media, the leftist liberal media, is portraying Jerry Jones as the bad guy, and in fact wanting to be the bad guy.
OMG.
No, Jerry Jones wants to be the good guy because most of America thinks those protests, taking a knee, disrespecting the anthem, the vast majority sides with people who respect the flag.
Yes, they do.
Dear NFL, they're against you. I'm talking about the players now.
Stand for the anthem,
well,
please.
you saw the headline yesterday also. The NFL is considering a rule that will mandate players stand for the anthem.
Right.
Okay, so if the NFL is considering a rule, which means the owners have gotten together with Roger Goodell, who actually came out and said, you know, maybe the players should stand for the anthem. We'd really like to move past this because, in parentheses, this is really starting to affect us financially. So the owners and Roger Goodell, in unity, say, you know, maybe we ought to have a rule. And yet that leftist liberal media says, Jerry Jones, the bad guy.
Yeah.
He thought that, no, Jerry Jones, the good guy. What alternate universe do they live in where they think everybody is on the player's side?
I don't get it.
Virtually nobody is on the player's side.
Nope.
Which brings us to ESPN guy Michael Wilbon. He's on, pardon the interruption with Tony Kornheiser. He's a columnist, one of the Washington newspapers, long-time, well-respected writer. And he's the guy who, not yesterday, but day before, when this Jerry Jones story came out about, you don't stand, you disrespect the anthem, you ain't going to play.
Yeah.
Wilbon was the first. Al Sharpton has jumped on the train. Michael Wilbon was the first one to say Jerry Jones has a plantation, a slave owner's, a plantation mentality, and that he sees himself as superior to his players, and he's treating them like slaves, a plantation mentality. And I'm thinking, Michael Wilbon. Now, Michael Wilbon is an African-American guy, but he is still, what a hypocrite. Let me explain. Michael Wilbon, who works for ESPN.
Yes.
Michael Wilbon is criticizing Jerry Jones for threatening to sit his players. He's criticizing, he's calling him a plantation owner because Jerry Jones threatens to discipline his players who disrespect the anthem. Meanwhile, ESPN, for whom Michael Wilbon works, ESPN has suspended for 2 weeks Jameel Hill, a black woman, for being critical of ESPN and the NFL. So on one hand, Michael Wilbon is criticizing Jerry Jones and the NFL for not doing something but threatening to do something, and yet failing to criticize the company he works for doing that same thing.
That is a little odd, I would say.
So you can ask yourself, why wouldn't Michael Wilbon criticize ESPN?
Because he cashes the checks.
Because they'd fire him.
Exactly.